Tashdile, this is Sakina Bhatt and welcome to Tibet This Week, a weekly news on Tibet, His Holiness the Dalai Lama and Central Tibetan Administration. Let's look at the headlines. His Holiness the Dalai Lama interacts with 1,000 Indonesian students. China forcibly closes Tibetan monastery in Gansu. High-profile Tibetan businessman in Chinese custody seriously ill. Swiss parliamentarians visit Tibet exhibition at Göldi Museum in Switzerland. Representative of Office of Tibet Taiwan meets former Taiwanese President Shui Bian. Tibetan schools in India registered cent% result in Class 10 board examinations. His Holiness the Dalai Lama spoke about his commitment to promote inter-religious harmony during a conversation with more than 1,000 Indonesian students on Wednesday this week. The event was to launch the Nusantara Dharma Book Festival, which is taking place in collaboration with the Indonesian Kadam Choling community.
Some say there is God, some say no God. But these simply method. Real aim is we should be more compassionate person, sensible person. So all major religious tradition, you see, carry ultimately same message and use different philosophy.
The local authorities in Gansu province forcibly removed its monks and nuns, ordering them to disrobe and shut down a Tibetan monastery called Karmar on 31st July 2021. The Karmar monastery is located in the so-called Linsha-Hui Autonomous Prefecture, which directly borders the Khanlo Tibetan Autonomous Prefecture. According to a Chinese media outlet Mingde, the Yongjing County government sent large numbers of police to carry out the eviction of the monks and nuns from the monastery. It took place within several days after Xi Jinping's visit to Tibet on 21st and 22nd July. According to the Chinese media, the monastery had raised and donated over 300,000 yuans for the COVID-19 relief fund. This caught the local government's attention, which then demanded that the monastery share its wealth equally with the government. When the monastic community refused to oblige, the local authorities arrived in plain clothes to seal off the monastery. Dojitashi, one of Tibet's wealthiest businessmen and a member of the ruling Communist Party since 2003, who has been serving life imprisonment in Lhasa's Drapchi prison, is reportedly in serious health condition. Dojitashi, the owner of the famous Yak Hotel in Lhasa, was detained after the 2008 protest on suspicion of providing covert support to Tibetan protesters and for allegedly making donations to the Tibetan community in exile. He was allegedly charged for loan fraud. The Tibetan Center for Human Rights and Democracy reported that after his sentencing, Chinese authorities seized Dojitashi's properties, including 530 million yuan, and took over the famous Yak Hotel and another hotel he owned in Shigatse. Members of Swiss Parliamentary Group for Tibet visited exhibition titled Escape from Tibet at Göldi Museum in Switzerland on Sunday this week. The exhibition showcased photographs of Tibetans taken by renowned Swiss photographer Manuel Boyer and Swiss-based Sri Lankan photographer Sasi Subramaniam. The exhibition depicted resistance and resilience of Tibetan people since coming into exile. The museum also hosted a cultural event and interactive session with the photographers. The Tibet Bureau Geneva mourned the demise of Tibet supporter Amma Astrid Marcus of Switzerland, who passed away on 1st August at the age of 78. Amma Astrid Marcus of Switzerland has dedicated her life for Tibet, including support for Sarajay Monastery School. The staff of the Tibet Bureau Geneva, Sunamthar Chen, president of Swiss Tibetan Friendship Association Thomas Buckley, Tibet supporters and members from the Tibetan community from Lausanne and Geneva attended the funeral ceremony on Monday this week. Representative Bawa Kelsang Getsen from the Office of Tibet based in Taiwan met Shui Bian, former president of Taiwan, at his residence on Tuesday this week. Representative Kelsang Getsen updated him on the Tibet Policy and Support Act passed by the US government on Tibet. He also apprised the former president on the recent Sikyong election, the significance of the term Central Tibetan Administration, His Holiness the Dalai Lama's fourth commitment, revival of ancient Indian wisdom, and the initiatives of Office of Tibet Taiwan, particularly the books published in Chinese language by Ganjong Printing Press on Tibet and Tibet-related subjects. The meeting was facilitated by Taiwanese Member of Parliament, Koko Wen, who promised support to resolve difficulties faced by Tibetan students on the duration of visas on Tibetan IC. The former president also urged the Member of the Parliament to extend his support and assistance on the matter. Tibetan schools registered cent% result in Class 10 board examinations, breaking all the past year records. The Central Board of Secondary Education released the results of Class 10 examinations on Tuesday last week. There are 1,226 students in Class 10 from 27 Tibetan schools in India. The average percentage of this year is 62.87, which shows a slight increase of 0.49% when compared with last year's result. 29 students from 10 schools have scored 90% and above, and 10 amongst them have scored 95% and above. 4 Tibetan students from Tibetan Home School Mussoorie and 2 Tibetan students from Samboda Tibetan Schools Bailakopi will receive the Sikyong Excellence Award this year. So much for this week. See you next time and have a good weekend.